In the middle at center, Chuck Hayes from Kentucky, 6'6", in his 5th year in the NBA. Shane Battier is in his 9th year from Duke, averaging just over 7 points per game last season, a career low in points, and a career low 41% shooter from the floor. And with Yao out for the year and Tracy McGrady out at least the first month of the season, maybe longer, he'll be one of many who will be counted on to try to keep the thing on the track for the Houston Rockets until they can at least get some reinforcement with the return of McGrady. Will he be able to do it? Well, it doesn't fall all on his shoulders. Ariza and Aaron Brooks, of course, are part of the equation as well. But it will be interesting to see what the Rockets are bringing to the table early on this season, Bob.
And as a result of Yao being out, what they want to do is run. There they go, right now.
By the way, one correction on the starting lineup. A late change was made. Gooden is up front. Beaubois is not in the backcourt. It is Kidd and Ross as the backcourt, and up front, Marion, Dirk, and Gooden.
To get back to that point, there'll be less half-court basketball for Houston this year because Yao Ming is not there. They're going to be pushing the ball more. They want to get up and down the floor. And part of that reason is the acquisition of the guy at the free throw line right now, Ariza. He's a very, very athletic player who defends extremely well and runs the floor extremely well.
Foul on Dallas. Called on Quentin Ross for his first. Last year with the Lakers, he only started 20 regular season games, averaged nearly 9 points per game, but started all of the playoff games. Made some critical defensive plays late in games of the Western Conference Finals against Denver. Averaged over 11 points per game in the playoffs, and was a much better outside shooter than expected, nearly 48% on threes. But he did struggle with the free throw lineup, you remember, in the playoffs, and here he misses 2 to begin the game. Drew Gooden misses inside, but on the pogo stick, tips it back home.
Look at how quickly Houston just attacked after the score. It tells you a little bit about what we just said a minute ago, and they're wanting to pick up the tempo this year.
Turning the corner, driving Ariza, good find, and the reverse layup goes for Chuck Hayes. Hayes, a limited offensive player who averaged just over 1 point a game last year, averaging about 3 a game in the preseason. Dallas is 4-2 in preseason play. An undermanned Dallas lineup lost 96-66 to Cleveland on Tuesday night at Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Houston will at least have a .500 record this preseason, a winning record if they pick up a victory tonight. The Rockets are 4-3 in preseason play, having not been on the floor since a Monday night home win over the Oklahoma City Thunder, 105-85. Way off for Drew Gooden, and Ariza, who just picked up a foul a moment ago, has the defensive rebound.
It was way off because Hayes defended it extremely well. And you talked about Hayes a little bit. He's not a big-time scorer, but he's a very good defender and rebound.
Rebound Dirk off the miss by Ariza. Kick ball as Kidd tried to advance it on a bounce pass. I think he was looking for Drew Gooden running the middle of the floor. Shot clock at 20. With a minute 25 gone by in the opening quarter. Nice to see Sean Marion back out on the floor as he triggers on the inbounds pass. Dirk.
There's a big defensive mistake there. Someone going to come off somebody. You don't want it to be Dirk Nowitzki.
Landry misses. Marion rebounds. Tuesday night, it gets started for Dallas against Washington. The Rockets will open on the road in Portland on Wednesday. Shot is good for Dirk on the turnaround. Nice preseason for Nowitzki, shooting nearly 55% for the floor and averaging over 19 points a game. Averaged 26 a game in the regular season last year. Commits a foul as Landry tried to score on the reverse. Instead, he'll go to the free throw line.
Pretty good post-up move by Landry because he kind of turns and faces Dirk and then tries to get by him very, very quickly. And is successful on the baseline. That's an area as a defender you want to take away. There's very little help once that guy gets a step on you on the baseline. It creates all kinds of problems for the defense. He has the advantage of scoring the ball, the advantage of drawing the foul, the advantage of finding an open man. Here's a good look at it right here. See, he faces up against Dirk and then goes on the baseline. Dirk reached out to get the strip, something he's very, very good at. He's good at stripping the ball. When you strip a little bit and you lean, your weight is committed forward. Once that weight is committed, you're vulnerable toward your front foot. And the offensive player has the advantage. That's what happened.
Landry is Houston's leading scorer in the preseason at 12.7 a game. On the board with a pair of foul shots, and Dallas leads by 2. Looking for Quentin Ross. Poor pass by Gooden. Intercepted by Aaron Brooks. And Houston has an opportunity to run. And Brooks is lightning quick. He moves off a screen and drills a two-pointer to tie it. That's a player who showed in Houston's playoff run that he can score the ball more than he did in the regular season, and they'll be counting on him to do more of that this year.
I think in the playoffs last year, his scoring average went up over 16 points.
Almost to 17 a game. After scoring just over 11 in the game in the regular season. 6 in a row for Houston. Landry buries the jumper. And 3 minutes in, you've got a Houston 8-6 advantage. Shawn Marion on the floor, had not appeared since Dallas's 3rd preseason game. Missed their opener. Played game 2 on the road at Washington. And then aggravated that sore calf in the game against Memphis on that Sunday night, October 11th at American Airlines Center. And as a precaution, he stayed out of the lineup for a couple of extra games, but is on the floor tonight. Dirk scored to tie it. Landry puts Houston back in front. Gooden has the only other points besides Dirk's 6. Hayes knocks it out of his hands, out of bounds. Scoreboards this quarter brought to you by Wing Street. Award-winning Wing Street wings. Delivered by Pizza Hut.
That's what Houston's trying to do this year. They're trying to play with wings. They really want to fly and get up and down the floor.
Marion, the catch, the drive, the scoop.
See, that's just an excellent move without the ball. I know that we all see the catch and the finish, but his movement without the ball to get open. When he made the curl cut mark, he was real close to his teammates setting the pick so that the defender couldn't stay with him. Orlando Blackman used to be very good at that. In fact, Blackman would probably still do it today.
When you get a chance to see players on a regular basis, you know, you learn things about players as you watch through years in the league and see them on other teams. As Jason Kidd puts up a 3 and misses, but Gooden does not get the putback. There's Ross going after it. Gooden going after it. A battle underneath. Dallas can't get a finish. What I was saying about, wanted to say about Marion, though, Bob, is just seeing him up close and watching him in a couple of games and watching him in practices, you get an appreciation for how well he moves without the ball. And I don't know that that's something that, again, you fully get an appreciation for when you don't see him day in and day out in games and practices and scrimmages.
You're exactly right. You're right on. And you saw what Marion did there again. Gooden, with a good defensive play, made that outlet pass to Marion. And Gooden and Marion are just, I'll tell you what, you talk about off-season acquisitions. Mavericks just did an unbelievable job of maximizing their opportunity. Good pass down low. You see you got the mismatch. Marion
fouled by Aaron Brooks. For Houston, their 2nd team foul. First of the game on Aaron Brooks. And it sends the aforementioned Shawn Marion to the free throw line, trying to extend Dallas's lead.
Good recognition by Jason Kidd.
Makes the first of 2. Now, we were talking a moment ago about his moving without the ball, Bob.
He does just such a good job. You'll see him. He comes right. See, he's right here. This is Marion right here. Watch him come on. See, the defender is trailing because he stayed close enough to Dirk that when he made that curl cut, he was open. And then, of course, the pass is timely and the catch is good and the finish is even better.
1 of 2 at the line for Marion. You know, one of the things about it, you mentioned it, there is an art to how you use a pick. What you do moving off the pick and how you use it to get yourself open, as Landry just fouled there.
In answer, I guess it was a question. The first art about it is don't move until the pick is set. Because when you move, your defensive man moves with you, which makes it tougher for your teammate to set the pick because the guy is moving. So you want to be patient. Don't get excited. Just wait till the pick is set, then make your cut and make it hard.
Another foul on Carl Landry. That's 2 on Landry. Houston's 4th team foul. So on the next Houston foul, the Mavericks will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the first quarter. There was a whistle, but that foul is on Dallas. Offensive foul, Sean Marion, called by Carl Lane, one of the 3 officials tonight, along with Lorenzo Bronson and Gerald Drummond. And the Aussie is into the game. David Anderson, 29 years old, a veteran of many years in Europe. He played 1 year professionally in Australia, 5 in Italy, 4 in Russia, and a year in Spain.
And a lot of accomplishments, not only team-wise, but individual for Anderson.
Last year was the year in Spain as he played at FC Barcelona, tipped in by Chuck Hayes. Anderson was actually drafted by Atlanta in the 2nd round in 2002. And this summer, Houston acquired him for the proverbial future considerations, along with some cash. And Anderson picks up the foul, sending Dirk to the line. Dallas over the limit. Beg your pardon, Houston over the limit with 5 team fouls, and Nowitzki with a pair of free throws as Dallas tries to extend the lead, almost midway through the first quarter.
By the way, that was a call directly from the bench by Rick Carlisle to go to Dirk. Anderson came in the game. Anderson takes Dirk. And what Rick was doing, not only was he going at Dirk, but he was going directly at Anderson to see how Anderson would handle the defensively, and he committed the foul.
Anderson went in when Landry picked up the 2 fouls. (15-12) Mavericks. Ariza Whiting with the dribble. Brooks from the corner. Almost got the fortuitous bounce. Quick pass by Dirk, deflected. Aaron Brooks comes away with it. Turns on the Jets. Ooh, nice job by Kidd to get back and contest. Kick ball and a timeout on the floor. Dallas has the possession. Shot clock at 18. 5:36 remaining first quarter. A great start for Nowitzki. He's been sensational throughout much of the preseason, and tonight he is locked and loaded early on. He's made all 4 of his shots to begin the game. Has 10 points to lead Dallas as they're in front 15-12.
Mentally as well as physically, I like the way he feels about the mental approach to the game. That's a good drive to the basket by Gooden, knowing that he's going to draw contact and get to the free throw line. You know, Gooden's a lot more physical than a lot of people realize. He really plays hard. He really gets after it.
Not going to beat that guy to a loose ball. And here he is. Hard drive to the basket.
And as a result, you get to shoot a couple of free throws. And that's, you know, when you're the best free throw shooting team in the league, that's one thing. But it means very little if you don't get to the line. So the Mavericks, throughout the season, need to make sure that they make a marathon out of going to the basket so they can get to the line, because they're so darn good when they get there.
In the preseason, 32 free throw attempts a game. Six tonight, and the Mavs have made 5. They've shot 79% on free throws in preseason play. Foul on Chuck Hayes of the Rockets, his first. Rockets were already over the limit, and Dallas has their largest lead in front by 5. Jason Terry and J.J. Barea came into the timeout. David Anderson over Dirk. .6'11", 29 years old. And again, a wealth of experience overseas. First swim to the NBA for Anderson. Foul Houston. Jason Terry got bumped. 2 on Hayes now. 4:45 remaining first quarter. Rick Adelman looks to his bench.
A similar situation just happened at the other end of the floor, and Houston did not get the call, and that's what Adelman's unhappy about. And it doesn't have anything to do with the Mavericks. What it has to do with is the consistency of officiating the game. If it's a foul at one end of the floor, then it's a foul at the other end of the floor. But I'll tell you what, you know, the referees that have had to take over for the regular NBA officials, it's been a real learning experience for them too. And believe me, they are getting some tremendous experience. I think someday we'll see some of these guys as full-time refs in the league.
2 free throws for Terry. Rick Adelman summoned a familiar face off the bench. Former Maverick Pops Mensah-Bonsu is in the game.
And Pops is an interior player, a strong interior player, and an explosive interior player. Reminds me a little bit of Bass around Brandon Bass around the basket, but Bass is a better jump shooter when he moves out away from the basket. Then that's where Brandon Bass gets the edge, and of course a much better free throw shooter.
Much better jump shooter. Pops last year had a little bit of time in Spain, played in the D League, played for Toronto and San Antonio. 22 games between those 2 teams.
But now keep in mind Pops had some tremendous numbers in the D League.
Yes. Here's Aaron Brooks trying to split a double team. Chris Humphreys just subbed into the game for Drew Gooden for Dallas. And another whistle. A loose ball foul on the Mavs on Terry. Dallas's 4th team foul of the first quarter. Houston ball in a throw-in situation. So Dallas has already made 3 changes lineup-wise. The only starters that are still out there, Quentin Ross and Dirk. On the drive, Ariza got fouled. The Rockets and Lakers, through free agency, in essence, swapped swingmen this offseason, with Ron Artest moving out to L.A., and who knows what will become of that. And Trevor Ariza coming from the world champion Lakers to the Rockets. And here he is on the free throw line with Sean Marion, ready to return to the game as Quentin Ross picks up foul number 2. So now Dallas has a much different lineup already than what we saw at the start of the game. A backcourt of Barea and Terry, and a front line of Marion, Dirk, and Humphreys. Three-point Dallas lead after Ariza makes the free throws. Houston has Brooks and Ariza, along with Battier, Pops Mensah-Bonsu, and David Anderson. And a foul sends, no, this is going on Barea. Offensive foul. Watch Barea, the off arm.
You know, he didn't extend it. That's what you need to do. You need to keep it in like he did. He used it a little bit, but he didn't extend it as much as a lot of guys do. Now that's something that Anderson likes to do right there. He's another one of those big European guys that likes to be on the perimeter.
Ariza passed it out to him for the 3 when Ariza got doubled to the post. Barea the drive, no foul this time, but he missed the floater in the paint, and Anderson rebounds. We got the Mavs shooting 46% now. Anderson will hoist again for the outside. Defensive rebound for Dirk. 10 points, 4 rebounds in the first quarter for Nowitzki. Mavs will take a timeout.
Let me correct that European thing for Anderson. He's from Australia. You've covered that.
Yes, but he did play 10 years in Europe with teams in Italy, Russia, and Spain. Timeout on the floor. Dallas takes it with 3:20 remaining in the first. Humphreys, a mid-range jumper. .90 seconds left in the first quarter. All tied up. Again, Pops inside. Nope. Dirk cleans the glass with rebound number 5. Humphreys goes to the basket. Offensive foul. You can see that one coming.
Lowry will do that. He's a pretty good defender. He's more than a pretty good defender. He's a very good defender. He's not much bigger than Brooks, but he's a lot stronger. He's over 200 pounds.
Drew Gooden back in the game. Let's see. Humphreys here.
He's well above, when contact was made, he was well above the restricted area. He got knocked into the restricted area, but he was above it when he drew the charge, I think.
Kidd is back in for Dallas. So is Gooden. Buttinger drives, and Mensah-Bonsu is fouled.
How about the drive by Budinger? He looked pretty good taking care of the ball.
Yes. He's got the reputation as a good shooter, but he can handle it, and he can facilitate an offense, too. He averaged over 4 assists a game last year in his 3rd and final season in Tucson.
That's a big guy taking care of the ball, finding the open man when he draws Humphries to him just a little bit.
Second foul on Chris Humphries. Prevented the easy dunk. We know from watching Pops for his 1 season in Dallas, that's one thing he certainly loves to do. You see his preseason numbers. Missed the foul shot. Humphries there for the rebound. A 1 of 2 trip to the line for Pops, giving Houston the lead. Terry to Humphries. He'll put it on the floor. Over Anderson, he misses the shot. Sean Marion got the rebound, but then lost it.
Good effort by Marion. Did everything he could do to come away with a basketball. He needed the court to be about 51 feet instead of 50 feet wide. He might have had it.
Quick shot, Budinger. Has missed his first 2 perimeter jumpers. Drew Gooden just got fouled by David Anderson, but as you were commenting, Bob, we were talking before the game and watching him shoot in warm-ups about 20 minutes beforehand, and you really like a shot by Budinger.
He's got a great release. His feet are always in good position. He's got a great release, good extension with the right arm, and he's got an excellent wrist. He's got a really good follow through. He's going to help him. I don't think there's any question about it.
Speaking of help, certainly Dallas should get that from Drew Gooden this year. He's had a nice preseason, nearly 12 points a game.
His consistency since he's been in the league is just amazing. He never averaged less than 11 points, never averaged more than 14 points, and his rebounding numbers are very, very consistent.
Gets the roll on the second free throw. It all adds up to 510 NBA games under Gooden's belt, with Memphis, Orlando, Cleveland, Chicago, Sacramento, and San Antonio. And a career average over those 510 games of 12 points and 8 rebounds. Those 2 free throws that Gooden just hit have given him 6 points for tonight's game. And it also put Dallas back on top. They've got the clock situation straightened out now. A couple of seconds differential. No foul to give here for Dallas as Lowry milks the clock. Now burst into action off the screen by David Anderson. Drives and throws it away, and Dallas will have time here and numbers. Off to the races. Marion fouled from behind and got the bounce. That should count with the foul. 1.2 left in the first quarter. Marion was fouled by Mensah Bonsu and scored on a very acrobatic play driving down the lane.
I think he might be one of the top 5 athletes in the NBA. Kid, Jason Terry with the ball. You see how he sprinted. Marion just got out in front of everybody. He was blown by people. That's a heck of a pass by Jason Terry. And Marion gets the finish. Doesn't get the free throw to go.
First quarter is over. Sean Marion back on the floor tonight for Dallas. Having missed the last 3 preseason games, he's got 5 points on the board. But the story in quarter number 1 was a perfect 6 of 6 for Dirk. 14 points, and the Mavericks will exit quarter number 1, owners of a 3-point lead. Dallas on the road tonight against the Houston Rockets. The Mavs winding down the preseason and led by a stellar first quarter from Dirk, lead 27-24 after 1 on TXA 21. One of the 2 finalists for the Mavs PA job, that's Michael Taylor and Sean Heath, who will announce Taylor next Tuesday's game against Washington, Sean Heath the following Tuesday against Utah. You can view and vote for your favorite at Mavs.com, with feedback encouraged at pa@DallasMavs.com or Twitter.com/DallasMavs. Starting the second quarter, and a quick foul on Houston on Chase Budinger. Bump Sean Marion. Budinger's first. Kid, Terry, Singleton in the game for Dallas, along with Marion and Gooden. Joey Dorsey went in at the quarter break. Lob! Sean Marion from Jason Kidd. How many times are we going to see that hook up
You
this
could
year?
read it. I mean, you could see it. It was as clear as the nose on your face. I mean, went the kid. When I saw Marion make the cut, I knew where he was going.
Dunks it home, 7 for Marion. The lead is 5. We post for Pops. And jostling with Singleton for position. A foul on James Singleton.
Watch this. Kid reads it all the way. You see how high up above the rim. Inbounds pass by Marion. The cut, the catch, and the finish. Therein lies one of the big differences in the 09-2010 Dallas Mavericks.
Battier punched the inbounds pass, but it's Drew Gooden on the floor getting a loose ball. There it is again, a loose ball, and Drew Gooden is going to get those. Jason Terry fouled in the act of shooting.
Yes, I think so. He's a shooter. I guess not.
Now watch this play by Gooden. Marion's outlet pass. Shane Battier nicely gets a hand on it, but Gooden on the deck gathers it in and passes to Kidd, who got the ball to Terry for the shot attempt. There was a foul on Dorsey, but he didn't foul. That was off the ball. It was against Singleton.
It wasn't against Terry. I thought Terry got fouled.
Singleton misses. Kyle Lowry moving up ahead quickly. And Buttinger coughs it up. Turnover Houston with 1:13 gone by in the second quarter. Mavericks lead 29-24. You know, you said something a moment ago, Bob, I'd like to get back to, and you referred to Marion as maybe one of the top 5 athletes in the league. I don't know that he's one of the top 5 athletes in the league, but what he is maybe one of the top 5 in terms of the combination of athleticism and the ability to play. There's a lot of, as we've seen come through Dallas recently, there's a lot of guys who are athletes, but they're just athletes playing basketball. They're not basketball players. Shawn Marion has the combination of athleticism and the ability to turn those tools into being a basketball player.
There's no question about that. And over the years, we have talked about that. So-and-so's a good athlete, will he become a good player? Well, Marion came in as a good athlete, and he has become a good player.
And probably came in as a good player, too. He had a nice one season of Division I college basketball at UNLV.
Jason Kidd liked him when he was a rookie. They played together at Phoenix.
Indeed. 3-point Maverick lead after Battier scored for Houston. Jason Terry into the paint. In the year plus that James Singleton's been here, I think we've grown pretty fond of that guy, and it would be really nice to see him close off the preseason on a good note. He has really struggled. With 2 misses tonight, Singleton is shooting 2 for 19 now in the preseason.
Maybe he'll get that all out of his system right now, and then things will get better.
I like your optimism. I like the way you're looking at it.
It's the only way to look at it, and he's got to look at it that way. It's a new season for him on Tuesday. It's called the regular season.
A new season for all of us. The first preseason, though, the preseason closing out nicely. Shawn Marion the dunk. Dallas with a lead here in the second quarter. Time out on the floor. Cuts to the basket, scoops and scores. Again, you'll see the lob pass from Jason Kidd to Marion for the dunk. Some of the things that Shawn Marion brings to the table as a person and as a player. Just a great addition. Again, there he is cutting inside, was able to dig out that pass, and Pops goaltends it. So put 2 more on the board for Shawn Marion.
Once again, it was a very good cut without the ball. It's what you refer to as a flash post. He flashed in there very quickly. The pass was in a timely manner. He just makes things happen. And that personality thing, part of a winning team is not only what you see on the floor, but what happens in the locker room and on the airplane.
And on road trips.
Yes, and he's a big part of that because he's kind of a fun-loving guy.
Foul will send Kyle Lowry to the free throw line with 9:02 remaining in the second quarter. The call on Drew Gooden. That's 3 fouls now on Drew Gooden. One thing that I have been reluctant to note tonight is the Mavs are a little bit short-handed up front. Eric Dampier is not with the team tonight in excused absence for personal reasons. And so now you've got Drew Gooden with 3 fouls, and returning to the game is Dirk. In street clothes, you see Josh Howard and Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas is still some time away from even being cleared to practice. Josh Howard has been through some practices this week. And we'll see. Stay tuned next week to see when he makes his debut for the 09-10 season.
I understand that in those practices he has not been through a full practice. He's taken part in a lot more aspects of practice than he was a week ago, but he still hasn't been through the full practice. And I think that's what they're waiting on. They're being patient. Keep in mind, you know, it's only October. We haven't even set the clocks back yet.
But soon.
Yes.
We'll be falling back soon.
Good rebound by Singleton.
Off the miss by Dirk. His first miss in the game. Dirk now 6 of 7. Kid the lob gathered by Marion. Oh, and he threw it away. Houston gets the steal. They trail Dallas by 2 after Lowry split free throws that last time down the floor. Hobson Singleton down low for a pass. Dallas steals. Reyes centers the break. Marion to the hole off the glass.
Guess who? We've been talking about him all night long.
There's a lot of talk this offseason and leading into the beginning of the regular season in the NBA about the big names that changed in the offseason. Rasheed Wallace going from Cleveland to Boston. Ron Artest going to LA. Vince Carter traded from New Jersey to Orlando. What about Sean Marion going to Dallas? That's not getting talked about a lot, but I do think it is going to be, if the preseason is proving to be any indication, Bob, maybe a match made in heaven, as things look like they are really clicking between the Mavs and Marion so far.
I think you're right about that, and we haven't pointed this out yet. Let me make a big deal out of this. There's Marion with a rebound, but Marion is guarding Battier, okay? Battier has 2 points.
Dallas has a 4-point lead. Dirk into the paint. Humphries doesn't get the bounce. Lowry the rebound. Pops with a quick move. Very quick spin to the baseline. And scores off the glass. 7 off the bench for Popsman Sabansu, who certainly appears to be a more skilled post player than his time in Dallas. He appears to have really added some go-to moves down on the block that involve more than just spinning and trying to get a ferocious dunk. Here's Joey Dorsey inside. Second year out of Memphis. Slapped out of bounds off Dorsey. Turnover Houston.
I think that was Marion again with the defensive play.
Carl Landry going back in for Houston. Maverick ball, 7:03 left in the second quarter. Scoreboards this quarter brought to you by RepairMyCreditNow.com. Barea to Marion. The drive and the slam. 13 for Sean Marion. Good find by Barea. Has Marion missed tonight? 6 for 6.
Well, he gets to the rim. I mean, he gets to the rim without the ball. He gets to the rim with the ball.
Of course, that's nothing new in the preseason games that he has played, as Buttinger drives and banks one home. Bob, in 2 games earlier this preseason, Marion went 11 of 15 for the floor against Washington. And I think all 11 baskets that night were paint baskets. They went 7 of 9 in the game 2 nights later against Memphis, as Jason Terry connects. Tonight, Sean Marion is 6 of 6. Dirk is 6 of 8. Foul here with 5:59 left in the second on Barea.
Sean Marion keeps reaching around on that left side. And his upper leg on the left side, he keeps reaching back there.
He's having a great game tonight. 6 for 6, 13 points. Gets the dunk here, driving baseline, and he's part of Dallas's 4-point lead here in the second quarter.
When it comes to SUVs and crossovers, Ford is the best in Texas. And if you're wondering why Ford, why now, you should come to your Texas Ford dealer.
The Mavericks are over the limit with 5 team fouls in the second quarter. And Kyle Lowry, who was acquired in a deadline day deal last spring, is on the line. Houston, Memphis, and Orlando all swapped players in that trade. That was the trade that ended up with Rafer Alston going to Orlando, and it set Houston on a path of starting Aaron Brooks at point guard for the remainder of the regular season, and that seemed to help his game grow and probably only means better things for Houston this year, with Brooks having to take more responsibility on his shoulders because of the significant injury situation that Houston is dealing with.
Well, when Rick Adelman gave Brooks the keys to the car, he started it and got it moving right now, and he's there as their starting point guard right now.
Singleton just went into the game for Humphreys. Dirk missed a shot after starting 6 for 6. Dirk's missed his last 3. Ross is back in for Dallas. Landry against Singleton. Going baseline, Singleton closed the door, and Landry missed a shot. Chuck Hayes battling, but Dallas comes away with it. Correa. If you missed our coverage of the game against the Cavaliers in Pittsburgh on Tuesday night on HDNet, it was a real pleasure, by the way, to talk to JJ's college coach, Ron Everhart, coached JJ at Northeastern University. Now he's at Duquesne University. The Dukes there in Pittsburgh playing in the Atlantic 10. He came by and joined us for a big chunk of the second quarter. Obvious that he's very, very proud of JJ making the Mavericks, and now in his 4th year as an undrafted free agent coming out of college. Dirk had that knocked away, and then finally a whistle. There was all sorts of contact both directions, and the call is on James Singleton, sending Houston to the other end for free throw.
I think Singleton's a little bit worked up because of what happened about a minute and a half ago.
Well, here's the situation where there's Landry with a arm flying back into Singleton, almost caught him in the throat.
That's the second time that Singleton's taken a shot from Landry in the last couple minutes, and I think that's why Singleton looks a little bit frustrated out there. He wants a shot at evening up, but you know what? You have to wait on that. You can't just go do it. You have to wait till the time is right, and then get your shot back at the guy that got you. Don't lose your cool. You can't execute and think straight if emotion takes over.
4:18 left in the second quarter. I'm sensing that that old Bradley Brave in you coming out when you talked about your ornery days as a player in college.
Well, I won't even go into it.
Jason Terry moving right off the screen as bread and butter move. Can't get the 3 to go down. Digging out an offensive rebound. It's Singleton. And he's fouled with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And Sean Marion is going back in. That's nice to see, as is Jason Kidd.
Boy, I agree with you on that. To see Marion come back in the game is a good sign, because if something was wrong, they certainly wouldn't take a chance during the last preseason game. But right now, the rotation for the Dallas Mavericks hasn't looked like a preseason game at all. It looks like it's going to look on Tuesday night to this point, with the exception, of course, of Dampier.
And Josh Howard.
And you hope Josh is there. Yes.
Who knows what the story is on Tuesday? Will he play? Will he won't?
Will he won't?
It didn't exactly come out right.
I had to bring that up.
Will he play or not?
Or will he not play? Will he won't sounds like some guy that didn't make the league.
He didn't make the last cut. My goodness, a lot of whistles.
Lowry's a physical player. He's a physical defender. And he will get after you. And he just did that with Dirk. He got after him pretty good. Of course, he fouled him.
Houston over the limit. Pair of free throws for Dirk. Dallas takes the lead with Nowitzki knocking down the first two. Tonight the Mavs are shooting 44% for the preseason. They've shot 46% as a team. In the preseason, Dallas has allowed opponents to shoot 45%. The Rockets a little under that number tonight at 43% and change. Ariza pitches to Battier. Rockets move the ball well. Ariza has it back.
Did you see how quickly Marion closed?
And it ends up being Battier out of the corner. That is his specialty, the corner three. And he drills it, but point taken, yes. Marion really made a quick closeout on Ariza and forced him to swing it. Singleton. There you go. Singleton drops one home. First bucket of the night. And the Mavs go back in front after Houston briefly held the lead on the Battier triple. But Ariza answers with another three.
I'm surprised at how many threes Ariza is taking. And for the Rockets, how many threes they are taking. They have changed their philosophy.
12 threes tonight. Only making 3, but they have hit 3 of their last 5. Dirk on the spin move, trying to scoop it to the hoop, draws a foul. Chuck Hayes, his third. 2:53 remaining in the second quarter. And before Dirk goes back to the line looking to tie it, there's a timeout on the floor. You're watching Mavericks Game Night on TXA 21.
You get a...
Trailing to play, Battier. Ariza hooked away by Marion. An on-the-ball steal by Marion. Then it's knocked away by Lowry, and David Anderson recovers for Houston. Quick hands by Lowry.
Quick hands by Marion.
Battier, a 3-ball. Houston sizzling from long range after an ice-cold start. 0 for their first 7 on 3. Since then, the Rockets have dropped home 4 out of 6 from long range. And it gives them a 48-45 lead. And a missed shot by Jason Kidd. Lowry goes baseline. Draws a foul. If it's Singleton, and it is, it's Singleton's third.
You notice how much more active Houston is in the lane without Yao Ming there. I'm not trying to say they're a better team without Yao Ming, because from the standpoint of a center, offensively, he's as good as there is in the league, and that includes Dwight Howard. Now, defensively, blocking shots and all that kind of stuff, obviously, that edge goes to Howard. But they're very active around the basket. They're trying to get to the hole. It's just a different look. Philosophically, it's a different team. And that guy, Tracy McGrady, when he comes back, he fits this style right here. He's able to run, athletic, talented. So Houston's going to be pretty good.
Well, Rick Adelman's a good coach. And keep in mind that last year, without the 2 big guns, the Rockets did take the Lakers to 7 games in that second-round series with L.A. And Bob has talked about Yao Ming. You just saw a shot of Tracy McGrady on the bench. And so here is the scoop on those injury situations for the Rockets' 2 stars. Yao Ming with surgery on a broken left foot, and he is expected to miss the entire season. Meanwhile, Tracy McGrady with microfracture surgery on his left knee. He has an MRI scheduled for November 23rd. From folks you talk to in the Rockets organization, the reports are very good in regards to how McGrady is looking right now. And they're very encouraged that after that MRI, they'll get some good news. He'll start practicing and would be able to get on the floor soon. And of course, they're playing without Luis Scola tonight as well. Scola is also injured, and that's a pretty nice piece to the puzzle that Houston can get back. A guy who averaged 13 points and 9 rebounds a game last year. And again, you know, they played the Lakers well without McGrady and Yao last year in the playoffs. Now, whether or not they can play well over a long stretch of time without Yao, and for however long they're going to be without McGrady, it remains to be seen. But Rick Adelman's a good coach, and this team will play hard as they just got a steal, as you see, and they score again. Here's a 7-0 run for Houston, putting them in front 52-45. Jason Terry drives and has it blocked. Singleton missed the follow, but got it on the second crack.
Probably the best we've seen Singleton play in the preseason here in the first half tonight.
Final minute of the first half. Mid-range jump shot for Carl Landry. Don't forget that in 69 games last year, he shot over 57% for the floor. Landry has 10 tonight. Driving, Marion to the free throw line. And able to avoid the defender on the floor. That can be a dangerous situation when you try to avoid stepping on that player on the floor. And the player in question was David Anderson. Called for his third foul. And Sean Marion with a pair of free throws.
Anderson keeps looking at the officials, and he's taking shots to the upper body, to the head, and he's thinking, doesn't like this in Europe. I played over there many years. It wasn't like this. This is different.
Sean Marion on the line has missed 3 free throw attempts tonight. He's 6 of 9 now on free throws in the three preseason games in which he has played. That one rolls home. Quickly up the floor, Ariza knocked away, fumbled out of bounds. Jason Kidd couldn't control it. Houston appeared to be dead set on a quick advance up the floor in a 2-for-1 shot situation. And the Mavericks did their level best to prevent that from happening. Budinger in, David Anderson out. Budinger, the rookie from Arizona, 3 years with the Wildcats, drafted 44th in the summer. Played very nicely in the summer league. Budinger averaged nearly 18 points a game. And here's Chase Budinger on the drive and foul. Foul on Kidd. Budinger with 2 free throws. A native of Encinitas, California. He's 21 years old. Budinger has given Houston a 6-point lead. Stick around at halftime. Midcourt report with Gina and Derek at TXA 21. Houston has their biggest lead. They're in front here by 8. Marion, the drive in the lane, does not get the bounce off the back iron. From half court, Lowry. That won't count. Looked pretty nice, but won't count. Rick Carlisle heads to the locker room with some things to discuss. Mavericks hoping for a good showing in their last preseason game tonight. Some aspects of it have been good, but other areas they'll want to clean up, particularly defensively, after being outscored 32-21 in the second quarter. Dallas heads to the locker room, trailing Houston 56-48. Sheena and Derek up next for the Midcourt Report here on Mavs Game Night on TXA 21.
Thank you so much, guys. We're going to break down what we saw in the first half. Just your initial impressions, Derek.
Not so good tonight defensively. A little bit questionable, I think, on the defensive end, not guarding the three-point line, giving up some easy baskets. But I like what I see from Sean Marion. And one of the things that I was curious about with him was whether or not he still had that burst, and he seems to still have it.
Okay, we'll get much more in-depth on that topic and more as we continue here on the Midcourt Report. Mavericks trailing at the half, 56-48. We'll be right back on TXA 21 right after this.
And he gets the finish. Defensively, look at the quick hands, long arms, reaches out, excellent defensive play. Dirk with a defensive play in the middle. J.J. Barea on the wing. Sean Marion runs and gets the finish at the other end of the floor. Nowitzki, 6 out of 10 for 18 points. Marion, 6 out of 7 for 14 points.
And we should note that those shooting lines both started with Dirk and Marion going 6 for 6. Marion missed his last shot, Dirk his last 4, but still a combined 32 of Dallas's 48. 2/3 of the Maverick offense has come from tonight's starters in the front court. But we will not see Marion here at the start of the third quarter.
Now that concerns me just a little bit, Mark. You know, based on what we saw in the first half, as he was reaching around with his left hand, and the upper left leg. Although the good news is he did come back into the game.
Right.
After whatever it was, what was the problem? We don't know, so we can't speculate.
J.J. Barea is starting the third quarter. Gooden drives and scores. So it's all of the same starters from tonight's game except for Barea. Kidd, Dirk, Gooden, and Quentin Ross starting tonight. Aaron Brooks the drive. Now the Rockets working around on the perimeter. Trevor Ariza can't drive, and there's a wild pass that a Maverick deflected out of bounds.
That was Drew Gooden. That was a really good hustle back. It's kind of like a V-back. That's where a defender that's out high gets back to help cover down low, and he got in the passing lane by doing it.
Brooks catches, shoots, and misses off the inbounds. Drew Gooden got the rebound. And now wants a pick and roll with Barea right to the basket to dunk it.
Good job.
Good roll.
Yeah, really a good roll. Almost like a straight cut, but a fine pass by Barea.
Assertive on offense for Dallas here to start this third quarter. Scoring the first two baskets, both by Gooden.
That pick and roll on the left side of the floor, the pick, Barea the drive. Tell you what, Gooden didn't stay there long. Once Barea was gone by him with one dribble, he went straight to the bucket, and that's what created the opportunity. Almost impossible for the defender to get back and stay in front of him.
The foul on Dallas committed by Dirk for his second, first of the quarter on the Mavs. And on the free throw line is Landry again. Scoreboards this quarter brought to you by www.repairmycreditnow.com. Carl Landry now has a team high 11. A lot of ice and wraps and bandages on those legs for Sean Marion. But he flashed a sign that, and a little bit of a smile that, there's that smile again. So that gives me reason for optimism. Barea runs out of three, and Ariza, as he grabbed the rebound, also got fouled by Gooden. No, beg your pardon. I'm sorry. That foul is on Houston, on Chuck Hayes. Third foul on Hayes. And Mavs with the ball, and a fresh 24. The foul on Hayes is his fourth, we have learned. Driving, scoring, J.J. Barea. Ariza spots up, pulls the trigger quickly. Landry, boy, he just muscled Dirk out of the way as he went up for the shot, but he missed the putback attempt. Landry showing some real strength. Barea the drive. Dirk missed a three. Has not hit a three-pointer in this preseason, although has only taken, by my count, 3. 2 of them have been tonight. Ross with a steal on the pass by Aaron Brooks. Numbers for Dallas. Ross takes it himself and scores.
A good quickness with the ball. He really got down the floor very quickly and took care of the ball following a good defensive play.
8-2 Dallas to start the third quarter. Ross with his first basket. Aaron Brooks the drive. Ross came over and got a piece of that. And the loose ball is tracked down by Barea. Houston gets back in transition. Traded to play Dirk. Another three-pointer off. But he's getting those all out of the way tonight. That seems to be the theme, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Landry? Nope. Shot fake by Gooden. You do have to respect his ability to knock down jumpers. Barea into the paint and the drive and score.
He certainly never even gives a second thought to going into the paint with the big guys.
No fear.
He never even stops to think about it. He just goes where he wants to go.
Dallas with a 10-2 start to the third quarter has quickly gobbled up Houston's 8-point lead.
I like what they've done defensively so far in this third period.
Landry looks outside to Brooks. Battier to beat the shot clock. Almost banked in that three.
And see, that was Quentin Ross who did a good job getting over the pressure of that shot.
Defensive point of emphasis in training camp, and we've seen it in spurts for Dallas in the preseason. Didn't see it to end the first half, but we have seen it to start the second. It's allowed Dallas quickly to come back to tie the game after trailing by 8 at the intermission. The game remains tied as Dallas was unable to gain the lead with Dirk's shot not falling. Rebound by Dirk. 7th of the game. Dirk started 6 for 6. Since then has missed 7. His kid dribbles it off his foot. Good. Hanked it home over to Landry.
Landry was right there too defensively. Good pressure on the shot, and Gooden still made it using the glass very effectively.
And I have been delivered a report from Mavericks Director of Communications, Sarah Melton, just all over it. Sean Marion will not play in the second half. However, it is not an injury situation. He is just resting.
We were right.
21 minutes in the first half.
We were right. He was tired.
He looked pretty gassed at one point in the first quarter. I'm not going to lie to you. Brea, the kick out. Ross and Kidd. A couple of nice swings of the ball. Now the shot clock a factor at 5 as Gooden misses. And with 7 minutes left of the third quarter, it's Houston ball. 12-2 Dallas in the third. Double team. Oh, and a bad pass by Ariza. Ricocheted off Hayes. Dirk runs down the center of the floor. Counted with a foul. Taking a tumble is Nowitzki as he was fouled by Aaron Brooks. And for Brooks, the Rockets starting point guard, that's his 4th foul of the game.
I think Dirk's okay. I think Dirk's tired. Mavericks have been getting up and down the floor. Let's see if Brooks is in the restricted area this time when he attempts to draw that charge. Well, it's really close. I couldn't tell. It happened pretty quickly whether his feet are on that line.
I just hope Dirk's okay with that fall that he took. Timeout taken by Houston. Dirk with a slow walk back to the huddle. Rick Carlisle out to greet him. 6:44 left in the third. A timeout on the floor. It's all Mavs here in the third. Here on TXA 21. Dallas leads Houston 62-58 in the preseason finale. Now, Dirk, Kidd, and Jet all rested in the game Tuesday night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But in the games that they have played, particularly Nowitzki and Kidd, I got to say they played more minutes than I might have expected them to here in the preseason, and they are producing, particularly Dirk at 19 points per game and 26 minutes a game. Kidd 7 points per game. The assist numbers have been good, 26 minutes a night. Jason Terry scoring the ball well, 14 points in 23 minutes. And Drew Gooden, nearly 12 points in just over 22 minutes a game. Now, those guys have played, again, more minutes than I think that you would expect on average from 30-plus-year-old players. Dirk Nowitzki in his 12th year, Jason Kidd in his 16th year in the preseason. But perhaps that is a tip of the cap on the part of Rick Carlisle to the fact that you've got new faces you're trying to integrate into the lineup. And you also have a team that probably wants to be as sharp as they possibly can be for the start of the regular season, thus avoiding a situation where there is a 2-for-7 or 2-and-7 start like there was last year.
Well, I think that's part of it. I mean, I really do, and trying to be very protective, certainly of what becomes a very, very long season.
We believe that there was a technical foul, by the way, on Aaron Brooks. And I would guess it was probably, Bob, for the show of emotion that he had. Remember the hand claps?
I'm sure that's what it was. He thought that he was able to draw the charge.
And, you know, the thing that those referees are taught, be it the regular officials when they're on the floor, these replacement refs, when there's a show of emotion like that and it's directed at an official, if it doesn't dissolve, that's the phrase they like to use. If it doesn't dissolve quickly and if it's really directed right at an official, then that's the ticket towards getting a technical foul. So that was apparently the call on Houston. halfway through the third quarter. Kyle Lowry out of the corner, hits a three. So Lowry's in the game with Brooks with 4 fouls. Dirk from Berea. Landry is the defender, double team, and Quentin Ross is left open. David Anderson into the game with a rebound. Dallas started this third quarter with a 16-4 run against Houston, but now the Rockets for the last 5 points have the lead. Driving Ted, up the baseline, gets the finish.
Well, I love the way he finished with the left hand. He had taken off on his right foot. It was going to be a difficult shot. If you shoot with the right hand, you go off the left foot.
Now Landry with a nice move of his own, spinning baseline to dunk.
Let me tell you something, Landry can score, unlike Hayes. Hayes will do a lot of things at the defensive end of the floor, but Landry, it's a heck of a move by J.J. Barea.
Both teams attacking the basket. J.J. Barea responds, and Dallas seesaws back in front. Double team on Battier. Punched away from David Anderson by Kidd, and he'll come away with a loose ball. He'll have to wait for his teammates. Loose ball again. Lowry going after it, but Kidd able to fight him off. Then deflected and nearly goes in. Shot clock at 10. Things will settle down here for a moment. Now Barea into the paint. Kidd got bumps. Almost a 4-point play opportunity as Kidd heads to the line with 4:05 remaining in the third quarter. Veteran move here, leans in when he saw the defender was up in the air.
He did lean in, maybe a little bit too much. It's all right. He's going to shoot some free throws.
3 of them. Chris Humphries, Jason Terry to sub in. Barea out, Gooden out. Gooden set a nice tone for Dallas, I think, Bob. First minute of the third quarter, 2 baskets that were both going to the bucket. A drive and a pick and roll pass from Barea.
Both Nowitzki and Humphries were headed down the floor. I didn't realize that
It's 3, fellas, not 2.
Yeah, Kidd stopped Humphries with his right hand, and he stopped Dirk with his left. I said, wait a minute, I got one more here.
Didn't get the third. Loose ball, Humphries kept it alive on the floor, and Dallas will come away with it.
It's really good hustle.
Yes, it is.
It's an effort play all the way by Humphries.
Under 4 to go in the third quarter. Preseason finale. Dallas on top by 3. Road against Southwest Division rival Houston, a team they will play 4 times between now and New Year's Eve. Dirk.
Really?
Yeah.
Play the Rockets 4 times before the ball drops.
Yep. And they will all be on TXA 21. Baseline drive, Lowry. Inside Landry, he traveled. Hey, even under the new verbiage in the rule book, I know a travel when I see one, and that was definitely one. As Humphries gets taken down by David Anderson, their feet got tangled up, and a foul on David Anderson with 3:21 left in the third. And David Anderson, Bob, has 4 fouls now.
I'm glad to see that out of Humphries, to mix in an attempted drive instead of settling for that jump shot all the time. He is an improved jump shooter, but he's still a big, strong guy.
Carlisle had a rather animated discussion with the official wanting the ball inbounded on the other side of the floor. They threw it in right side. Humphries.
There he did it again.
Shot fake and a drive. He touched that on the cylinder. Yeah. Score that bucket. David Anderson forgetting that the goaltending rules are different than they are in FIBA play internationally.
It's a good point. Good call.
Wonder if that's why he did do this.
And I'm wondering if somebody said something to Humphries, because he has driven the ball the last 2 times he's touched it. And he got fouled both times. Well, he got fouled once, got a basket.
Anderson's still arguing. I bet he doesn't. He may not realize that. You can touch the ball in the cylinder in FIBA play. Ariza drives in his foul. Well, this thing has really turned, and of course in a good way for Dallas here in this third quarter. They lead it now by 7 after they were down by 8 at the half. Houston's going to get some free throws after this break of the action. A pair for Ariza, but first a timeout on the floor.
The man knows how to coach, and Washington will be better because of his presence.
1 of 2 for Ariza, ending an 8-0 Dallas run. Off the side of the backboard, Terry will get his own miss back, and Nowitzki buries one from the outside. Called a three-pointer. I thought he might have had the old toenail on the line, but at least for now, that is a 3. 2:23 left here in the third. A foul now on Dallas. On Dirk. 27 tonight on the scoreboard for Dirk. Is he on the line?
We're about to find out.
Oh, he's not. Good look, guys. Good look. He got the toenail clippers out, apparently. The toenail was not on the line.
He felt good about that call, didn't he?
Pair of free throws for Trevor Ariza.
That's an area where he has to improve, and he missed the first 2, I believe, to start the ball game tonight. It looks to me like his free throw shooting is better.
5 of 8 for the game. Mavs on top, 77-7. Spin move, Dirk. Lead is 9. Biggest advantage tonight for Dallas.
He's so good at that move. Starts right, spins back over that right shoulder.
I believe it's 31-14 for the Mavericks here in the third quarter. 4 fouls now on Dirk. And back in Drew Gooden. Spin move. How many times have we seen this?
It's not only a spin move, but then he separates by fading a little bit, and he compensates for the fade with the arch on the ball. And he doesn't, a lot of guys come up short on that shot. Very seldom comes up short.
Chris Anderson missed. Carl Landry, offensive rebound, and on Gooden, he scores.
He's a good interior player.
He is.
He's physical, he's strong, and he's kind of relentless around the basket.
Averaged 9 points and 5 rebounds a game last year. Leading the Rockets in preseason scoring and leading them tonight with 18. Humphries from Ross. Humphries lets it fly and hits.
Now see, he tried a couple of drives and went back to that jump shot.
Mixing it up.
Yep, that's what he has to do, is mix it up.
Lowry driving, scoring.
See Lowry use his strength that time?
Yeah.
Into Humphries.
Late third, Berea, Terry, Ross, Good, Humphries on the floor. Scoreboard brought to you by Wendy's, that is, featuring deluxe value meals for $2.99. Ariza turns the corner, baseline drive. Down David Anderson. Then Anderson is fouled. Prodigious amount of whistles here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. One of the few things keeping Houston in the game. They're getting to the free throw line a ton here over the last 3 minutes.
It's something the Mavericks are pretty good at doing. But keep in mind right now, Dallas is playing without Dirk, without Marion, without Howard, without Jason Kidd on the floor. And doing a pretty good job, which I think speaks well once again to the depth of this team, the overall depth, and maybe one of the reasons that they end up having a very good year. Not just a good year as they had a year. When you win 50, it's pretty good. This team has a shot to be a pretty good team, I believe.
Berea on the drive, can't get the finish. Buttinger with the rebound. Houston didn't really have time to get off a smart shot in a 2-for-1 situation. So with a differential of about 5 or 6 seconds, they'll chew up a little time. Little handoff. Lowry and Ariza. Humphries bobble the rebound, but the Mavs still control it with tons of time. Ross back to Gooden. Nice pass. Oh, clobbered on the block by Landry. Now Ross to beat the buzzer, and he does not. It still ends up being a 33-point third quarter for Dallas, limiting the Rockets to 18. An 8-point deficit turns into a 5-point lead in the third as we head to the final 12 here in Houston on TXA 21.
As fresh as he's seen him in Dallas.
Yes, and a lot of times, you know, because I've coached Dirk for years, he would come into the season a little bit fatigued because he played a lot with his German national team. But this summer, he took the summer completely off, and I heard he even went on the safari in Africa.
Yeah, apparently didn't get a haircut in all that time. So Jason Kidd, Deshaun Marion there. There's Trevor Ariza, the new Rocket offseason signing. And 81-78, the Mavericks leading in the fourth quarter. All right, Flip Saunders, the new Wizards coach, Gilbert Arenas, feeling like a new man after playing just 15 games the last 2 years. Look at him slicing his way through. He was just 3 of 12 from the field tonight, but the Wizards fans are just happy to see him out there.
Yeah, I think Gilbert Arenas coming back from those knee injuries. I think he needs to get back to his old form where he was an explosive scorer, but I think he needs to really concentrate on sharing that basketball with the other big three. That's Caron Butler and also Antoine Jamison.
Brad Miller hit some big shots for the Bulls in the playoffs there. The buzzer beater. Then Lindsey Hunter, who's still in the league. Still in the league.
Wow.
I should come out of retirement.
You could.
We got to see you coaching.
I know, yeah. Just a flashback.
Not to go away.
Scoreboards this quarter brought to you by Whataburger. Just like you like it. Good baseline jumper. Pulled a string on it. With under 10 minutes to go, Houston shoots for the lead. Dallas was up by 9 in the third quarter. Anderson misses. There it is again. Relentless going after a loose ball. Mensah-Bonsu poked it away from Barea. And the Rockets with the ball back. Ariza recovers at the sideline. 8 to shoot. Budinger, the long launch. Tipped out by Humphries, but tipped out to the Rockets. 3 for 3, Lowry. No. Now a foul on Houston. I'm sorry, foul on Dallas. Loose ball foul, Humphries. The official appeared to point the other direction. And then
Fooled you, didn't he?
yes, fooled himself.
It's one thing to fool somebody else. It's another thing to fool yourself.
But Dallas is going to get the ball anyway because Budinger just traveled. 9:09 remaining, and the Mavs cling to a 1-point lead.
Been hard to get Jason Terry shots because of Ariza's defense.
6 shot attempts tonight. Chet, he's made 2. Has 6 points in 23 minutes. Gooden from Terry. Smooth move coming to the lane, but then stuffed by Pops. And then out of bounds off Gooden.
Mensah-Bonsu has been a real factor here in the fourth quarter.
By the way, we're just getting breaking news from our fellas out in the truck that a story updated moments ago says the regular referees have agreed on the tentative deal that was worked out between the league and the union. And so presumably next week, next Tuesday at the opener, the regular refs will be back as Humphries gets blocked. Dallas hasn't given up the lead, but they can't get any separation as Budinger airballs it. Oh, and pops to the deck. And Gooden and Pops are about to get into it. Whoa!
Not about to. They did. And you could see that's been heating up the last 5 minutes. (8:19 remaining. And Gooden
shoved Mensah-Bonsu and has been thrown out of the game.
Well, Gooden's not going to take it. He's going to fight back. You know, my first thought, the only thing that's bad about that, you want guys that will do that. You want guys that are nasty and will do things like that, but you don't want guys like that to get suspended, especially when you're looking at the opening of the season on Tuesday.
Well, it was a shove in the chest. It wasn't a punch or anything like that, which is, of course, an automatic ticket to suspension. Nothing above the head. But it is a technical foul and an ejection. Referees are explaining. He is not ejected. There has been a clarification from the official. Number 118 is Lorenzo Bronson. Number 128 is Carl Lane. One technical on Gooden, a foul on Landry, and I think there's also a technical on Pops. We'll sort it all out after the break. 8:19 remaining. Dallas up by 1. Wow. On Twitter to @DrewGooden to tell him, hey, you're not ejected. Come back out. 81-80. 8:19 remaining. Gooden did get a double technical, or Gooden and Pops got double technicals, but it's not an ejection situation. And you're right, Bob. You said that something was brewing between those two for some time. And you can see, you know, this is on the possession beforehand. You can see a lot of jostling there going on with Gooden as the defender and Pops as the offensive player. And then the possession where Buttinger misses, jostling for position, to the deck goes Pops. He gets up, words exchanged, and a push. And the two officials jump in. You see Dwayne Casey come in from the sideline. Mavericks assistant coach Kyle Lowry stepped in for Houston to play peacemaker. Gooden is out of the game.
And Dirk Nowitzki is in the game, and Rick Carlisle stays with that three-guard lineup. Terry, Barea, and Kidd.
Well, you're right. Pops has been playing with a definite level of edge in his game that he didn't have when he was a rookie in Dallas, and understandable. He was a rookie. But it's also good to see that Gooden did not back down in that situation. As you said, you want players who aren't going to back down from intimidation. And he was not intimidated.
That's
none of that.
That's the good about the whole thing. And obviously, you know, that will be replayed and studied. We'll see where it goes. By the way, we kind of slid by the fact that the NBA officials will be back come Tuesday night.
Anderson puts Houston in front. You know, and one other thing to clarify about the rules is that, you know, most people know that it's two technicals and an automatic ejection. You can be ejected in a situation with just one technical if the officials deem the infraction that caused the technical egregious enough. Dallas with a steal. Jason Terry's going to get a shot attempt. That will go. Circus shot and draws the foul. And Dallas back in front with 7:33 remaining.
Terry did an excellent job, Mark, of picking up Pops Mensah-Bonsu. He knew that he was behind him and he was going to go for the block. So he hesitated a little bit. Take a look. Terry out front. Pops is closing. See? He went to a jump stop. Made a fake. Pop got up in the air. And then Jason was able to get it up. It went in for him. And
a three-point play, but still an 83-82 lead for Dallas. 8 points tonight for Terry. Foul Dallas. The Mavs 14 fouls now in the fourth quarter. And that's 5 fouls now on Dirk with 29 points tonight in 31 minutes. Battier to throw in. Things have heated up here a little bit in the fourth quarter. Bob, I don't know about you, but at this point, might as well just go haul off and win this thing now.
What a steal by Jason Kidd. I'm with you.
Barea finds Dirk. Now he finds the range from outside the three-point line. Well, that last foul call on him obviously irked him. The polite way of putting it.
That was a polite way. It's nice of you to show that kind of politeness.
And he comes in and knocks down a rainbow, and then Anderson misses, trying to retaliate. And Dallas has a 4-point lead and trying to build it. Dirk in attack mode again, backing in on David Anderson. Steps through a double team and does not get the roll. 32 tonight for Nowitzki, a preseason high. He had 26 in one game this preseason. Poked away from Battier, but a foul. Fifth in the quarter on Dallas.
And Gooden is coming back into the game.
Gooden and Mintsabatsu walked right by each other.
No eye contact, no words, no contact of any kind.
Actually, I thought they might have grazed shoulders just a little bit.
And I don't know, but they're right next to one another. There they are. And I will say this, both of them really nice guys. They just play hard. And when you get inside, you know, the lines, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Nobody's making nice now.
Nope. Do that later. In fact, I had a little bit of a brief visit with Pops this morning in the lobby. He's staying at the hotel where the Mavericks were. He'll be looking for a permanent place to stay now because it looks like he's going to be a Rocket.
The final 15 all set, and Pops is a part of it. Barea the drive, the kick out. Oh, he sucked in the defense and finds Jason Terry, but the three won't go. He would tie it for Houston. Ariza wants one. Gives the ball up and gives it up badly. Wow. Haven't had too many really competitive fourth quarter games in this preseason with the big guns out on the floor, but we're getting that tonight. Tempers have flared a little bit here in the fourth quarter, and the Mavericks are making plays. Jason Kidd on the defensive end of the fourth quarter. And as you would expect, Terry on the offensive end. And then how about Dallas once again? Dirk Nowitzki, first three-pointer of the preseason. It gave Dallas the lead, and the Mavs up by 3.
And who knows, you might end up on the broadcast.
That's one of the other new things that we have planned this season. It's a jump ball here between Barea and Lowry, the little guys, with 5:37 remaining. And Dallas with a 3-point lead. And this is controlled by Houston. Now on the foul situation, Dallas is over the limit foul-wise. The Rockets only have one team foul as we play with 5:25 remaining. Double team on Trevor Ariza. Inside to Landry. And Landry blocked by Gooden. A foul is called.
Pretty good defensive play. I think he did get the ball initially, but then he did get the shooting. No question about the foul. I'll tell you what, he will battle inside, and I'm in agreement with you, Skin, as it relates to Gooden. He does not back down. But I will ask you this. What did you think of Marion in the first half?
You know, it was obviously very exciting, and it was funny, Bob, because we heard, you know, you guys expressing some concern when they were tending to him, and then D. Harp at halftime was talking about it, and, you know, I feel the same way. And then, you know, I guess Sarah had the message earlier that they're more resting him as opposed to concerned about an injury. But aside from the obvious, the boost of athleticism and all that, he's just been so efficient this whole preseason in terms of making the most of every single opportunity. You look down and he's 6 for 7, or I mean, that's the way it's been all preseason. And we got a chance with Dirk and Marion to have the highest scoring forward tandem in the NBA this year.
By the way, his preseason will end up at, by my count, 24 out of 31 from the floor. Darn near 80%. Missed shot by Terry, but tapped out by Gooden. Bullet pass underneath to Humphries, who gets pinched by 2 defenders. But then Barea, the drive, and pops the block. Gooden, the loose ball. Humphries, no. Houston shoots for the lead with 4:50 remaining. Lowry down the lane. No! Pop's going after it. Gooden has it for Dallas, but Kidd fell down as Gooden made the pass, and it's out of bounds. Rick Carlisle wanted a foul. Not going to get it.
I'll tell you what, Pops is everywhere. I mean, he's like a video game out there right now. He's all over the place.
Much different player. Skin, I remember you saw him when he was with the Mavs back in the day, and we're looking at a replay of this business right now. But I know you can remember him from back in the day with Dallas, 06-07. Much different player now.
Yeah, much different player, and I especially remember when him and Bass really stood out together on that summer league team, and it was going to come down to, you know, which one of those guys were going to assert themselves. Of course, as we know, Bass did, but it's great that that dude is still grinding and still making it in the league. I know Matt fans still want him.
Bank shot, Jason Kidd. Dallas back in front by 3. Defensive play made once again by Dallas. In the second half, you've got Houston sitting right now on 29 points for the second half. They're scrapping. They're not letting Dallas get a lot of separation. But the Mavs maintain the lead, and the call here is out of bounds off Dallas with 4:01 remaining and the shot clock at 6. And Dirk coming back in the game. Oh, and it's a kick ball, by the way, so it's 14 on the shot clock. Scan, I got to say, man, really looking forward to having you with us on the home games and doing all that you do this year.
Oh, man, gentlemen, I cannot wait. I don't know, you know, Matt fans probably don't know this, but the 3 of us have been friends for a long time. And, you know, when I got a chance to do some games with you last year, it was a thrill, and I'm just so excited to be a part of it this year, too. We're going to have a good time.
Battier misses and a loose ball foul. And the call here is on Dallas. Boy, a lot of whistles. Technical foul. Dirk. Technical foul again. He threw him out. I don't believe it. This time, there has been an ejection. No doubt about it. We thought there was one with Gooden earlier. There was not. There is definitely one with Dirk. Keith Grant walking him back to the locker room with 3:49 remaining.
So this one's a long way from being over.
And this one is as competitive of a preseason game and as many tempers boiling over in a preseason game as I can remember, Bob.
And they got 4 more games to play by January 1st.
Here's the call, loose ball foul. It was Pops right there in the middle of it again, and you saw Dirk start barking at the official. Here's Dirk. Technical 1. And then you can see Dirk said something else, and boom.
Well, the second comment was probably worse than the first, but we'll leave it at that.
Battier made 1 of 2 for the technical foul free throws, and now here's Pops on the line. Skin, do you get the sense watching this back home? I know here courtside we get a real feeling of some edge to this. I hope that's translating through.
Oh, there's no doubt. And they needed a game like this. You know, you want your tune-up game to feel like a real game. This feels like a March game. This has the energy, man. There's no doubt about it.
You know, I do agree. I really do. And Bob and I were talking about this during the break, and when you got patched through from the ticket line from 214-747 Mavs, that was really cool, by the way. We did talk about that, Bob, that this is, I think, a great game for Dallas to play in the last preseason game. Now, it will be even better if they are able to milk this lead and bring it home and win it. But regardless, I think this is a really good test and a really good night to have this sort of intensity for this last preseason.
There will be a lot of nights like this.
Riza for the lead. No. And Jason Kidd there for the defensive rebound. Closing in on the 3-minute mark. And Ariza knocks it away from Kidd. Oh, they say that's out on Kidd.
That's Ariza again. I tell you, Ariza and Battier are just outstanding defenders. And they have both, you know, been awarded honors in those areas.
Timeout taken by Dallas. 3:02 left. Hey, Skin, great to have you on. We are really looking forward to all you're going to bring to us during the home games this year.
Bring home a victory, boys. We'll see you when you get back.
All right, our man Jeff Skin, 3 minutes of this game tonight in Houston. Landry for the lead. Good there to challenge, and the shot is missed. Landry is Houston's leading scorer tonight with 20. 17 from Ariza and 14 from Kyle Lowry off the bench. Gooden rolling, low pass, and turnover. The Mavericks have hurt themselves with some turnovers tonight, 17 for the game, but Houston also has 17. 2:31 to go. A low-scoring fourth quarter. Under Loose ball. Kidd comes away with it. Another defensive play made by Dallas. The fourth quarter has been a highlight of defensive plays made by the Mavericks. This foul here is on the floor. No basket. It's on Pops. Good with the block here on Carl Landry.
It's an excellent block down low. Landry goes down, kind of reaches out, and tries to grab the foot of Chris Humphries. Well, watch. He reached out and tried to grab his foot, and Humphries tried to go the other way.
You know, Bob, this preseason, Rick Carlisle has said there is an emphasis on defense for the Mavericks in training camp, and they've got to be able to win games when they don't shoot the ball well. Now, they've had stretches where they've shot it very well tonight. But for the game, it's 42%, and I think what's more important is, while the Mavericks have only scored 8 points, I believe, here in this quarter, and they still somehow are clinging to the lead. And they just threw it away here, so once again, Houston has a chance to tie or go in front. But with an 8-point fourth quarter, the Maverick defense has, at least up until now, and still has them in front. Houston's helped by missing some open looks, too. And by the way, there was a momentary error on the scoreboard. It's 88-87, not 89, so it's only a 7-point quarter. Humphries, a three-pointer. Did the offensive rebound, 1:23 remaining. And Rick Carlisle calling for a timeout. The iron, Humphries got it back. Kidd a pump fake to beat the shot clock. He does with a fake shot. Oh, he calls glass. And with 1:01 remaining, hits a two-pointer that gives Dallas a 3-point lead. Exactly, I'm sure, as Carlisle drew it up out of that 20-second timeout. A loose ball, Kidd a great pump fake. Battier goes soaring past, and the kiss off the window.
The smile out of Kidd.
And here they're looking for Mensah inside, and a pass out of bounds off Houston, a throwaway. And with 55 seconds left, Dallas has the ball in a 3-point lead.
Well, I tell you what, Ariza has done a tremendous job defending Terry.
Correa out on the perimeter, running a little clock here to Humphries with 10 to shoot, and a straightaway jumper's good for Chris Humphries.
A little bit more in his range there than out beyond the three-point line. He can shoot the three-pointer. That's not what I'm saying, but he's got to remember, what he is first. And that's a big, strong guy who can operate inside and then complement that with a jump shot like the one that he just made.
About a 17-footer here, Bob.
He's wide open. Correa does a nice job finding him. He's just above the free throw line. You're right, it's about 17 feet. The free throw line is 15 feet away. Correa with a good pass. Chris Humphries with a good look. A confidence builder. Confidence builder not only for Humphries, but I think a win here, a confidence builder for Dallas.
And remember, Bob,
the season on Tuesday,
that Marion played the first half, is resting the second half. Dirk got thrown out with just over 3 minutes to play tonight. Got 2 quick technicals and a foul situation. And the Mavericks have scored only 11 points here in the fourth quarter, but they have hung on. Houston's been within 1 on numerous occasions in the fourth, but they never could quite get over the hump. And now Dallas with 39 seconds to go out of Houston 22nd timeout is hanging on. Up by 5, Ariza. Humphries got a hand on it. Loose ball picked up by Landry, blocked by Gooden. Follow is up and in with 29.7 timeout Dallas. Well, Gooden got another block on Landry, but with Landry staying after it, the Rockets are able to make this a one-shot game with 29.7 to go and a 20 taken by Dallas. A lot of differential on the scoreboard.
And, the way they shoot threes, Ariza can shoot the 3 out there. Lowry can shoot the 3. Battier can shoot the 3. The Mavericks will advance the ball.
Houston tonight, by the way, they did have a great run in the second quarter, Bob, of shooting threes. But for the game, they are 5 of 25 from long range.
And that's why Budinger comes back into the ball game, because he can shoot threes too. And Pops will sit down on this one. Inbounds pass, so important.
Foul to give situation here for Houston, and they take it very quickly. Landry with just 9/10 of a second going off the clock.
And the foul's too quick. And that's why Rick Adelman was up. There was no need to foul on the catch. You know, run some time off the clock before you use that foul.
Into Terry, back to Kidd. And they run after Kidd, and Lowry commits the foul. Now keep in mind that if you let the shot clock dip down below 14 and then you take the foul you have to give, the shot clock goes back up to 14. So you do negate the 2-for-1 situation in essence that you were in. But still, I certainly see what you're saying, that it was that 9/10 of a second was probably more. And that foul came more quickly than Adelman would have preferred.
And the guy that caught it, you know, that's good, and that's not the guy you want to commit the foul on.
So Kidd on the line here. And Kidd of the preseason coming into tonight, 7 of 9 on free throws. And for tonight's game, he's now 4 out of 5. Putting Dallas in front 94-89. Jason Kidd has a double-double tonight with 10 points and 10 assists. Pull up 3, Kyle Lowry. Jason Kidd with a 7th rebound. Well, he had a triple-double in the regular season finale last year against Houston when Dallas rallied from down 14 in the second half to win and clinch their 50th victory and move up to 6 and set themselves up for a first-round matchup with San Antonio. It will not be a triple-double tonight. He's only at 7 rebounds, but 10 points, 10 assists, and some big plays on both ends of the floor in the fourth quarter for the Mavericks point guard Jason Kidd, going into his 16th year, re-signed with Dallas as a free agent in the offseason. Said after taking a summer off that his legs are fresh, his mind is fresh, he feels as good as ever, and is ready for the marathon to begin.
Just he's the best rebounding guard in the league, and the numbers prove that. He's just ball conscious. Gets long rebounds,
tough rebounds in traffic. Lowry, 5-point game, 13 seconds to go. Kidd fouled again. .7 remaining, and Lowry with his 4th foul.
Jason might as well make a couple of more free throws. Conversation going on. Some smiles between Kidd and Humphries.
Those are the guys who have made the biggest plays on offense in the closing minute. Kidd's banked in long 2, and Humphries straight away 18-foot jumper. The baskets that propelled Dallas to a 5-point cushion in the final minute. And they have been able to ice it at the free throw line with Jason Kidd 6 for 6 down the stretch. Shot is good with 4.2 remaining. That is a 3-pointer. But no foul here, and put it in the books. Nice way to close the preseason for Dallas. Their best preseason record since 05. The Mavericks went 6-2 that year, and in 7 games this year, Dallas goes 5-2 in the preseason. Final score: Dallas 98, Houston 94. Well, a lot of good things happened tonight for the Mavericks as they head back to the locker room. And as most of the Mavericks go back to the locker room, one is staying here courtside to speak with us, and that is Jason Kidd.
How you guys doing?
Fantastic, Jason. One of the things that we were talking about tonight on our broadcast is the fact that, you know, tonight it got really intense, really heated, really competitive in the fourth quarter. And that was a good thing for you guys to play a game like that in your last preseason game. Agreed?
I agree. I think, you know, dress rehearsal, this being the last one, going into the season, you know, I think everybody's tired of preseason a little bit and ready to get going. And so it was good to have a close game and have guys out on the floor to execute on defense and on the offensive end.
What about the presence of Sean Marion to start the ball game and in the first half? Why are you smiling?
Oh, Sean was great. I like to see the Matrix back. You know, I'm used to seeing that in Phoenix, and you know, his athletic ability and the way he plays hard out on the court. You know, he's going to bring a lot to us It's going to make the game easy and a lot of fun. And so I'm happy that Sean had a great first half.
Well, Jason, if you want to take a look here, we got the monitor set up. We've got some plays to look at from what you guys were able to do, yourself included here on both ends of the floor. Tell us about some of the things you're seeing that went right for you tonight on both ends, offensively and defensively.
Well, I got a layup there. I need to, start being a little bit more aggressive, and then just defensively getting back and having a feeling that he was going to throw the ball. And then this was just I didn't call glass. I didn't want to hurt Battier. I didn't want him to hurt me, so I got lucky and made a bank shot.
Well, Rick Carlisle in the preseason has talked about you guys improving defensively and really put a focus on that. And one thing he's always said is you've got to be able to win games when you don't shoot the ball well. Now, there were times certainly when you shot it well tonight. But the fourth quarter, the first, I want to say 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, you guys only scored 7 points, but yet never gave up the lead. A testament to what he's talking about and what you guys were able to do defensively.